afternoon and welcome to Mo Sports. My name is Mo and this is OB.KNOWS, and welcome to channel 150 on your Open View decoder. It's Super TV powered by Super Bets. And if you're joining us through Facebook or YouTube, welcome to the show. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, subscribe, and leave us a lovely comment below. As usual, the show will start off with the Mo riddle, then OB.KNOWS will let us know what to expect on today's show. But before that, don't forget to SMS Super TV to 30978. Let me repeat the number for you: 30978. And once you've SMS'd, you can start the registration process and join the Super Bets family. Now, let me take you through the Mo riddle. It'll be on the screen. You can read it for yourself if you're a scholar like that. Let's see what it says. I'm a Serbian international with a swift left foot. Swift is quite a powerful word. I made a name for myself when I played for Lazio between 2013 and 2010. I then moved to Man City, where I spent 7 years with the club before returning to Serie A to play for Roma and Inter. Who am I? OB.KNOWS, this is a very tricky one, but let us know what's coming up on today's show.
Well, Mo, to kick off today's show, we'll be looking at some news, of course, to kick it off. And we'll also be looking at the fact that there's a PSL clash of the Titans going on today. Two of the top three teams will be taking on each other. So we'll be looking at that. We'll also be looking at what happened in the UEFA Champions League. Yes, we have one more fixture to go. But yesterday, we have a lot to talk about what happened yesterday. Timo Werner being one of those part of the conversations. But for now, though, we will start off with the news. Now, kicking it off with the news, we will start with Bayern Munich. Now, Julian Nagelsmann, Mo, he has been called to be the next coach of Bayern Munich. Now, I know it was speculations a few days ago, but today we stand and we say that yes, Bayern Munich have approached the coach and he has asked his team to let him go. His team being RB Leipzig, and apparently letting him go, Bayern Munich will have to pay 30 million euros, for him to be let go by Leipzig, and this makes him top three of the people leaving Leipzig. I mean, like, if you're including the players that have been part of Leipzig, he is on the top three of the players to leave, player and coaches to leave the club with the highest amount that has been paid to the club. So he stands there as one of the coaches that we look forward to seeing what he can offer to Bayern Munich. I mean, Leipzig themselves had to pay Hoffenheim 5 million euros to get him to coach them. So it is going to be it's going to be a very big task for him at Bayern Munich. But we hope that for his sake, as a coach himself, I mean, a very young coach, a coach who has so much potential, we're hoping to see nothing but the best from him while at Bayern Munich. And moving on to what's going on at Real Madrid, well, it starts off at Arsenal with Martin Odegaard. I mean, Martin Odegaard, of course, he was sent on loan at the middle of this season to Arsenal, coming from Real Madrid. Now, if you do remember, at the beginning of the season, we did say that Zinedine Zidane had pulled him out from Real Sociedad because of the fact that he has contributed over 10 he has contributed more than 10 goals in a season for the first time in the top flight. So that led to Zinedine Zidane bringing him back to Real Madrid and offering him a starting role in the club, but that didn't materialize. So that also led to the fact that Arsenal actually coming through and asking to loan him to the Emirates. And right now it seems like Zinedine Zidane is regretting letting him go. I mean, Luka Modric himself has played more than over 30 games for Real Madrid this season, making him the oldest player throughout the whole league to play so many games in a single season. Now, that also means that Odegaard will be returning back to the Santiago Bernabeu next season, but will he be receiving game time? That's what Zinedine Zidane is saying. Once again, he is saying that he's going to give him a starting role come next season, but we'll wait and see if that is going to happen, because it was the same thing that he promised him at the beginning of this season. It's the same thing he's saying now. We'll wait and see if that is going to happen. And moving on to what's going on in Arsenal itself, I mean, the boardroom issues here. It started with the Super League situation, but right now, as it stands, it seems like there will be a takeover going on. There is an owner of Spotify by the name of Daniel Ek. He has come through and come together with three other invincible players. On your screen right there, you'll see at the top right of your screen, it is Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp, and right underneath there is Patrick Vieira, the captain of that Arsenal invincible side. And on the left is Daniel Ek, the owner of Spotify. Now, he is worth 3 billion euros, right? Compared to the current owners of Arsenal, the current owner of Arsenal, Stan Kroenke, he rates right now at 8.2 billion euros in terms of net worth. Now, This means that Arsenal have a rich owner, in the top three of the rich owners in the EPL. The only people who are ahead of him is Sheikh Mansour of Manchester City and Roman Abramovich. Those are the only two owners in the EPL who are much richer or wealthier than Stan Kroenke. But the investments that have been poured into the club don't really reflect what's going on. I mean, Liverpool have pretty much invested more than what the owners of Arsenal have invested over the years. And this also shows you that, it's not only about how much money a person has, but it's also about how much interest and awareness they have for this club. So at this moment, Arsenal might be looking for a takeover, but Birdie has told me earlier on today that Kroenke is not moved by any of these accusations of a takeover about to happen. He's saying that he's not willing to sell the club, and if there are any suitable bidders who are looking to be into the club, he will not give them any attention. So a lot is going to brew in this story when it comes to Arsenal Football Club, but we'll wait and hear what is going to happen in the next few weeks. Will Stan Kroenke step aside? Will Daniel Ek step into the driver's seat at Arsenal? We'll wait and see what happens there. Moving on to what's going on at Liverpool Football Club. Xherdan Shaqiri could be on his way out. Now, it is apparent that he came out and told his agent that he will be looking for a move away from Liverpool this summer. Now, he hasn't played a lot at Liverpool Football Club for the 3 seasons he's been there. He has he has played about 62 games for the club, scoring 8 goals and assisting 9 times. And that is not what Xherdan Shaqiri's numbers should be looking like when you're looking at how much potential he has and how much he can give to a club. So I understand his appeal to try and find a way out of Liverpool. I mean, he's a player who should be at his prime right now, 29 years of age. So he'll be looking for more game time wherever he's going. And apparently, Aston Villa are knocking on his door, and there is a Serie A move on the cards as well. A return to the Serie A actually for Xherdan Shaqiri. So we'll wait and see what happens in that situation. And staying in the Serie A, Maurizio Sarri has been appointed the new boss of Roma. Now, it's not going to be happening anytime soon. Yes, I mean, yes, Fonseca is still on the hot seat at Roma, but at the end of this season, it will be where the curtains will be closing for Fonseca and the curtains will be opening rather for Sarri at the beginning of next season. Now, Sarri, of course, pictured there with his only trophy as a manager and winning it, of course, last season with Juventus. Now, we'll wait and see what is going to happen for him at Roma. I mean, he was very good in Italy with Napoli before moving to Chelsea. That's where we knew about Sarri ball and all that he can bring to a club. So we'll wait and see what exactly will he be bringing to Roma at the beginning of next season. That's how I round up the news for this week. We are going to jump into the PSL. Mo, take us away.
All right, let's get ready to talk about what's happening in local football. All right, 2 teams that have just dipped in form since the start of 2021. I'm talking about Swallows and Super Sports United. I'm talking about the Draw Kings and a team that just can't get themselves a win. OB.KNOWS, what happened when Swallows met Super Sports United?
Well, it ended in a 1-1 draw. Unfortunate for both sides. I mean, more unfortunate for Morocco Swallows. I mean, Swallows FC, how many times are they going to, get a draw? I mean, they got the first goal in this game. Of course, it was not looking like they were controlling the game. I mean, SuperSport were the ones who were, controlling most of this game. But Swallows getting a goal in the run of play through Fawaz Basadine, a player whom I thought, was one of the best players at the beginning of the season for Swallows. So yeah, that's what happened in the game. I mean, they got the goal, the first goal, and then Sipho Mbule got the goal in the second half. I mean, it was good football from SuperSport United, but not enough to get them a win once again. It's been 9 games more without a win for SuperSport United. So I'm pretty sure Gaetano Tembo will be very concerned with his club's performance at this point.
Speaking about the SuperSport United coach, do you think he should keep his job, OB.KNOWS?
Look, we have to look at the situation around him. I mean, the club let go of quite a lot of players before the season started. I mean, he really is a coach who can offer a lot to SuperSport United. I mean, he's been there as a player himself, so he knows the culture and understands where the team is moving forward. So I'm pretty impressed with what he has done so far this season. I mean, they are still sitting in the top 5, of the PSL. So hopefully they'll be able to continue with that run. But I do think that we have to give him another season at least to see what else he can give to the club.
All right, let's move on to the next fixture. I'm talking about what happened with Stellenbosch and Maritzburg United, a team that actually went opposite in terms of fortunes from the 2 teams we were talking about just previously. I'm talking about a Maritzburg United that picked up a win, and their player Kutumela is now just 2 goals away from that golden boot. He's 2 goals behind Bradley Grobler and level on goals with no, he's actually 3 goals behind Bradley Grobler and level on goals with Hamaldine from Solo. So do you think this man should keep pushing and go for that golden boot?
I think he should. I mean, the way it's looking like he's the savior for Maritzburg United. I mean, he's done so well for the club, this far this season, and also with that captain's armband on him, he's been the leader of the team. So I do think that Kutumela, he should also focus, at being at Maritzburg United. I know, Orlando Pirates might be calling him back, since he is on loan at the club. They might be calling him back to come through, but I do think that he should, remain focused at the goal right now, which is to keep Maritzburg United alive in the PSL.
But don't you think his bigger goal should be to get that golden boot? I mean, he's just 2 goals away. Bradley Grobler is not getting the goals. I mean, you saw in the Solos game, he almost got a late goal, but he missed that chance. So you're looking at people around him that are not actually getting the goals they need to actually go for that golden boot. It's an open race right now. He's sitting on 10, Hamaldine is sitting on 10, and Grobler is sitting on 13. So if I was him, I see the club, but personal goals should come first.
Yeah, look, personal goals will come, of course, but I do think that, despite us saying yes, he should focus on, the club's performances. I mean, if we focus on the club's performances, then he should be scoring the goals because he's been doing the job, throughout the season. So if he had to stop scoring the goals, then there wouldn't be any goals for the team of choice. So I do think that, it should be on his mind right now to go for that golden boot. I mean, there's only 3 goals away and there's 7 games left to play, so I'm pretty sure he'll be going for that.
There's definitely time. So let's go to the website real quick to see what Maritzburg United has next in terms of fixtures. Let's go to the website. Let's go see what's going on. Let's click on it. OB.KNOWS on the website we go. Let's scroll down and let's go find Maritzburg United. So we're scrolling down. We're scrolling all the way down to 13th. Let's click on there and let's see what's happening. Don't forget that Maritzburg United had spent most of the season at the bottom of the table. They're also having to let go of their coach. But now they're sitting just above the relegation zone and they're looking quite safe at this moment in time. This is how their last 6 fixtures look. They had a draw against Kaizer Chiefs that was a whole month ago. They then faced TS Galaxy that they beat 2-0. They went on to beat Chippa United 5-1 and then they beat Orlando Pirates, beat them 2-0 away from home. Baroka then they drew with them 1-1 and then they just beat Stellenbosch 1-0. Let's go to the next games and see who they have to face towards the end of the season. As you can see, the next round of fixtures is going to be against Swallows, and then from there they have another game at home against Golden Arrows, and just from those 2 fixtures you can already see it's going to be a very difficult time for them. But it gets worse. They face the Cape Town City that's in a very great mood at the moment. They're scoring goals for fun and winning games for fun just as much. They'll be facing a Super Sports United, but that game is too far away for us to tell if Super Sports United will still be performing the way they're performing currently at the moment, not being able to get a win in 9 games. And then as you can see, then they're going to go face Amazulu, and not just any Amazulu, an Amazulu listed in 2nd on the table, being coached by Benny McCarthy and feeling like they're on top of the world. But let's put that away. Let's talk about Kaizer Chiefs versus Chippa United, a game that's taking place today, one of the few games that are taking place today. A lot of people are excited about this one, especially me, after I made some money from that last Kaizer Chiefs game. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that involved Mamelodi Sundowns. OB.KNOWS, should we be excited for this one as well?
Well, if you are excited about winning, then yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs, they're coming from a win against Mamelodi Sundowns. Yeah. I mean, a win that was unexpected. I don't think they also expected to get a win, in that game. But, you don't go into a football match, with a mentality that you lost. You go into that game looking for a win. So I do think Kaizer Chiefs will be coming into this game, hoping to get all 3 points. I mean, the question will be, will, Msholozi be starting the game for Kaizer Chiefs? I mean, the fans have been complaining, saying, hey, why isn't Dumisani Zuma starting? Why is Manyama starting ahead of, Dumisani Zuma? And Kevin Hunt actually came out and said that he wanted someone who would give an impact from the beginning of the game and he didn't really need an impact player, So I think Dumisani Zuma came on against Mamelodi Sundowns and became that impact player that Kevin Hunt says he is. But the question will be, will Kevin Hunt give him the start against Chippa United? The answer will only be given to us later on in the day.
But the game of the day, hands down, has to be Sundowns versus Arrows. For obvious reasons, this is first versus second, and whoever wins might actually open a gap or close a gap. And we're talking about Arrows being able to close this gap up to 2 points to Sundowns if they win this game. So let me show you the fixtures that are coming up. Don't forget to SMS Super TV to 30978 so you also can join in on all the festivities. I call them festivities because so let me show you what's going on. And as you can see today, you ready? Here we go. When you keep quiet, it's like a dramatic pause. But these are the fixtures that are coming up today. Kaizer Chiefs will be facing Chippa United. TTM will be facing Bloom Celtic. And then Baroka will be getting rocked by TS Galaxy. TS Galaxy that for now, their fortunes have quite changed. They're not the team that they were when the Owen Da Gama joined them, but now they've actually seen a slump in form, meaning maybe they should look at themselves and ask themselves, do we then come back and say maybe we prematurely fired the coach, but he got fired again at Chippa United, so they can stand by their laurels and say, look, we were right to fire the coach. As you can see, then Cape Town City face Amazulu, and then Sundowns will be taking on Golden Arrows. So that whole top three is in action today at 5 p.m. You definitely want to watch that one because the movement at the top of the table is going to be very interesting. Bearing in mind that Sundowns still have an eye on the continental competition while keeping an eye on what's happening locally in South African football. And then on the 30th of this month, Maritzburg United still have to go face Swallows. And then the start of next month, the CTS Galaxy will be kicking it off against Cape Town City. So OB.KNOWS is searching for some interesting fixtures. Let's scroll down, OB.KNOWS, and look for interesting fixtures because we're looking way into the future now. There's the Kaizer Chiefs versus Bloem Celtic game. And then there's the Pirates versus Sundowns game taking place on the 2nd. And you know the 2nd is going to be a Sunday because the first is on Saturday. So Sunday is going to be very action-packed. So you have to join us on Saturday to see what's going on. But the biggest man we have to talk about in terms of what's happening in local football, OB.KNOWS, is Peter Shalulile. I mean, he's on everybody's lips. He's on everybody's wall right now. He's the man to talk about when you're talking about goals in South African football. Yeah. What is the most interesting thing about him at the moment? What is he doing?
Well, the most interesting thing about him, we watched the game against Kaizer Chiefs, and he wasn't, on the field, and we wondered why is he, not on the field, and it turned out that he was actually injured. So he will be missing, another game this coming week. So it would be, interesting to see how Gift Motupa actually, plays this week because he didn't really look impactful in the last game and when he came on as a sub in the previous game. So I do think that Gift Motupa still has a lot to prove. I mean, the signing from Wits to Sundowns is a big step, and he had a very good season at Wits last season. He would have went for, a club where he was going to be secured more game time, but he opted to go to Sundowns. So I think he still needs a lot. He still has a lot to prove, and I think if he starts today, he will have to, put his hand up and show Sundowns what he can do.
But yet again, you have to remember that Sundowns is an outlet to go to Europe. I mean, once we played at Sundowns, if you actually got the goals, got the history behind your name, you can be like a Percy Tau and leave. It's that team whenever a player is thinking about it. I mean, when Sundowns is calling you, you're not just looking at the trophies, but you also look at the possibility of playing elsewhere in world football. So that's why players, when they see that name calling, they definitely want to run and join the bandwagon. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll then have our guest on Skype to talk more about what's happening in world football.
You're locked into Super TV, only on OpenView, channel 150.
Are you keen for some extra spending? Well, this week you can score yourself a 100 Rand Checkers or Pick and Pay voucher. How does it work? Tune into Super TV to find out which Superbet store will be giving away some vouchers this week. Get yourself to that Superbet branch on the Saturday. Place a bet of 10 Rand or more. Take your slip to the manager on duty. And to claim your prize, say the magic words. Super TV has sent me. Only 10 vouchers are available per store, so don't miss out. T's and C's apply. Super TV, your place to play. Practice makes perfect, according to the Super TV team.
You know that if you get this, you know.
Yes, if you get this girl, like 10,000.
Okay, here's my logic. I love my PT.
So, SMS Super TV to 30978 and join us for some football fun. Don't miss Football Studio every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. only on Super TV, OpenView, channel 150.
Ipondo, no problem. Now ungapopa with Super Bets. Simply SMS Super TV to 30978 and start playing.
Time to unwind as we bring Mzansi's freshest DJs to the comfort of your home. Turn up your groove with Super Beats, Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. only on Super TV, OpenView, channel 150.
The money versus probability.
I made $200 now.
What's the score? Like, it seems like she just actually caught up.
This is about the money.
Some of us who went to school.
Yes.
Probability.
Do you use probability?
Yes. Probability.
Like, stop it.
Probability. You're using probability. Yeah, probability. Yeah.
Or do you use the money?
Oh my God, that is so sad. that is hilarious. Give me 100 rand.
Did you do statistics?
100
Eh?
on home. And I have 150.
She's
This
winning.
is about the money.
She's on respect.
5,650.
How about both?
Probability dictates. Probability dictates. It shall be away.
1,000 on the way.
Watch us play Football Studio on Super TV, channel 150 on OpenView, or use your own probability when you SMS Super TV to 30978. Super TV, let's play.
Is that Pretoria?
Cape Town, Joburg, Pretoria.
Pretoria, Johannesburg. I've heard that it's Pretoria, Cape Town.
Johannesburg is not a capital city. It's been a lie. So it's Pretoria, it's Cape Town, and Durban. Bloemfontein.
Harare.
Can the Bobo also count as Polokwane? Because that's where I'm from. I'm putting it on the map.
Or inside. I thought you said outside. Okay. Joburg, Pretoria, and Cape Town.
Tshwane. Excuse me, madam. Tshwane. Cape Town. Durban.
You're locked into Super TV, only on OpenView, channel 150.
Hello, welcome back to Mo Sports. Now it's time for us to invite our guests to come and join us here on Mo Sports. I would give you the Mo riddle, but we are done for time, so we need to have this man on air so we can hear his thoughts, because he's a Man United fan, so he definitely has a lot to say right now. You know, I bumped into a United fan this weekend. He said to me, the last time I saw you, Liverpool was struggling, and I see you again. Well, if you don't get that joke, you're not a Liverpool fan. Sky, how are you doing?
Back before United play Liverpool.
Yeah, no, the timing is perfect. I mean, who else would we want to have at this point in time? Well, Sky, the biggest question I have to ask you, I mean, Amazulu and Arrows are doing so well in the PSL. Do you think that at this moment in time, this is inspiring football around KZN just to buzz?
I'll tell you what, Amazulu are very loud. They've been loud since Obabu Sandile Zungu obviously took over. He's come with a different approach obviously loading up the field, but off field, their PR and their marketing is absolutely amazing. So I would say that the buzz is actually being created by Amazulu, who are backing it up on the field. And then, of course, Golden Arrows, out of nowhere, you know, they currently third, Amazulu are second. It's
All right. Let's just cut that a little short. We'll take a break and we'll be right back right after this.
You are watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.
Yo, I thought maybe he's one of the French people when he scored that on not going overseas. My celebration, he said I celebrate like a monkey. My mom. To be a coach. Shuffle. Yes. I think because he was naughty, so to give him an arm belt as a captain was going to be disciplined. In Zulu, we say, isgebengu sigadwa ngesinye isgebengu. I don't know what you call that in English.
Watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.
Welcome back to Mo Sports. Now, we want to apologize for the technical difficulties we're facing with our Skype. We couldn't have Sky Chabalala talk to us about his favorite club, Manchester United. I know all you Man United fans are waiting for the Glazers question, the Ed Woodward question. I mean, Man United fans are a very beautiful population. But now, let's carry on with the show. Let me hit you with the more before we go any further. Now, I'm not going to read it for you. You can read it for yourself. But the number where you submit the answer to the more riddle is 071 621 4746. And don't forget, while your phone is out and in your hand, don't forget to SMS Super TV to 30978. Now, I know it's a lot of numbers, but here at Superbets, we deal with the numbers. I mean, big winners, big hitters, I mean, there has to be numbers involved. Let's carry on and let's talk about what's happening in La Liga. Now, Barcelona have an opportunity to go top of the table because right now they have a game in hand over Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, who sit above them. But not only that, they still have a game and one more fixture, and then they have to play Atletico Madrid themselves. So all these speculations, all these voting of a new president, all these messy chats about Messi leaving, all this drama OB.KNOWS comes to this pivotal point. Will Barcelona not only win La Liga, because they already won another trophy, this is a double. I mean, you look at English football and the double is one of the biggest things that you can win, or a triple or a quadruple, whatever you want to call it. But at this point in time, Barcelona, that was said, was struggling at the start of the season. Yeah. We don't see them going anywhere without Suarez. They introduced us to Pedri, who's a 17-year-old who went on to make a debut for Spain. And then you're looking at all these factors. OB.KNOWS, Griezmann's not getting along with Messi. Here they are, a point behind Atletico Madrid, about to be the team that might dethrone Atletico Madrid with this game in hand. And if they beat Atletico Madrid 2 match days from now, oh my goodness,
they'll be ahead. Yeah, look, it's a lot that's been going on at Barcelona, and I'm very pleased to see, you know, it happen, because they are a big side, you know, and as much as we would say that, you know, want to see something different, I mean, they've shown us a different side of themselves. I mean, they struggled at the beginning of the season, but they proved to us as well why they're such a big side as well. You know, the way they clawed themselves back into, you know, title contention. contention. Now they're sitting on a, it was Atletico Madrid who had all the cards to themselves. I mean, it looked like Atletico Madrid had this league to lose, and at this point, it looks like Barcelona having to lose. Especially after the game with Real Madrid as well. We thought that the title race for them is quite over at that point, but they put themselves back. So it's looking very good for Barcelona. I hope they get the win against Granada, because all these other teams at the top, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, they seem to be playing when they have the chance to go to the top. So hopefully Barcelona will be the team that takes it forward.
All right, let's go to the website. Don't forget to SMS Super TV to 30978 if you want to join us on this expedition to the website. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we arrived here at the website, and the first thing we're going to see is that the top three, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Barcelona, just separated by a mere 2 points. What do I mean by that? I mean that Real Madrid and Barcelona are on 71 points at the moment, but look at the outliers, the ones that no one was counting. In fact, I need to apologize to Sevilla, because I was the one saying, Sevilla, all they do is win the Europa League. They don't even challenge for the league title. Here they are, trying to get their second title in La Liga. Look at them. They're sitting fourth at the moment, 70 points to their name. That's just 1 point behind Real Madrid and 1 point behind Barcelona. Barcelona has a game in hand, don't forget. Once they play Granada, then they'll either go to 74 points, or if they get a draw, they go up to 72 points, which still means that they leapfrog Real Madrid either way. The worst case scenario is that they lose and they stay where they are, but still, what an open race this is till the end. I mean, looking at the situation, Ovino's going to click on that Barcelona and see what games they have they have left before the end of the season. So don't forget that Barcelona is the team to beat at the moment. Let's scroll down, Obinos. Let's go to the next matches. Now, as you can see, they play Granada, and then from there, they go on to face Valencia, which is the game between them and the game that's going to come before they play Atletico Madrid. And then look at that, Levante, the team that actually started all this mess for Atletico Madrid. I mean, that's the Atletico Madrid's black cat. Yeah, that's the one that caused all these woes. They be facing Barcelona, and then from there, Celta Vigo and Eibar. So it's a clean finish, clean run to the end. But do you think that it's going to be very clean and very straightforward? Well, let's find out. Obinos, let's scroll up a little bit. Let's click on Atletico Madrid real quick. There it is. Click on it. Let's do the same thing. Let's go to the next matches and see how they wrap up this race for the title. So it's going to be a very tough race. It's going to be a very interesting race. As you can see, they play Elche, they play Barcelona. So the game they have to play before they play Barcelona next week is Elche. Then after that, they have to play Sociedad, Osasuna, Valladolid. They'll also argue that it's a straight run to the end. I mean, if you look at the difficulty there, the only difficult game they're going to be facing is Barcelona. The Real Sociedad game is rated as a 3 out of 5, and the other two are just 2s and 1s. So it's going to look like it's a straightforward race to the end. Obi knows one more team we're going to look at is Real Madrid before we go look at Sevilla, who are also in contention for this title. So let's go down. Let's go to the next matches. So as you can see, there it is. Osasuna, Sevilla, Granada. So Granada are very, very involved in this title race. They're becoming title deciders. I mean, if they beat Barcelona and they beat Real Madrid, we're looking at a title race that has just been broken wide open by this team. Athletic Bilbao, then Villarreal. Obinos, it's very interesting to see that the only team in the top 4 that's going to face each other, while the other Atletico Madrid faces Barcelona next week, and then basically Sevilla is going to be facing Real Madrid on the very same day. So the Obinos, let's go back to Sevilla. Let's see how they wrap up their last few games and see maybe they have an easier run to the end. Let's see it. Next matches. So as you can see, Sevilla faced Bilbao. As we know from just the recent game that Bilbao played, they are not pushovers, and the difficulty is at 3 for a very good reason, because you cannot write them out. Then Sevilla go face Real Madrid, they face Valencia, Villarreal, and they're going to face Alaves. So out of the 4 teams that are involved in this title race, if you ask me, Sevilla have a tougher run to the end than the other 3 sides. But yet again, it's very nice to see that first versus third at the moment. It's going to be second versus fourth on the same weekend. It's going to be a very interesting weekend in Spanish football. But let's move on and go talk about the Champions League. Wow. Chelsea fans, you see, they all came to work today because they don't want to be at home. Because if they're at home, who they're going to brag to? They need to be here. Let's go. Let's take a sting. We'll be right back. Right, so Chelsea fans, first of all, I think that let's congratulate Chelsea.
Well, for what? They drew.
No, but let's be honest. That draw, Obinos. I mean, look at the Benzema goal. That was not just a straightforward goal. It was it was, how do you say this? It was a miracle of a goal. I mean, you look at how the ball ping-ponged around in the box before Benzema got it on his head. I mean, he does that 50 times, and I believe he gets it right only 3 times, or maybe once. I mean, to hit the ball directly into a space where you can volley it into the back of the net, have the goalkeeper misposition just a little bit, and you hit the back of the net is something that you feel that you have to first say that congratulations to Chelsea. OB knows. Say congratulations to Chelsea.
Yeah, well, congratulations. I knew they were going to get a draw. That's what I said. I said they were going to get a draw. You know, I told Tumi, I told you, I told everybody. Chelsea are going to get a draw. And I think Chelsea, of course, are going to be the ones who are going to go into the finals because of the quality they possess. I mean, Christian Pulisic showed a side of himself, which we saw towards the end of last season. And we're hoping we'd see a lot of it this season. But unfortunately, at the beginning of the season, he had an injury problem. You know, obviously the chopping and changing between the coaches as well, trying to find the right method, you know. So I do think that he's going to be a starter for Chelsea come next season. But they've been brilliant. And I do think that, you know, if they can just score the goals. I mean, Timo Werner's miss yesterday, oof, it could have been a different story. You know, it could have been a complete different story for Chelsea right now. They could be in the driver's seat right now. But Timo Werner's miss is just, you know, it's just one of many that we've seen throughout this season. So hopefully they'll get that part right in the second leg. Hopefully they can, you know, I spoke to a Chelsea fan and he's saying, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we, you know, we're going to make sure that we get a draw, a 0-0 draw. We're going to sit back at the bridge, you know, and get a draw. But I do think that Chelsea, you know, they're going to go for it and, you know, probably get another win, a win actually against Real Madrid at the Stamford Bridge because they can't dwell on a draw. I mean, if Real Madrid come out and score the first goal, then it's a different conversation. So I do think that Chelsea have it all to play, but they also are the better team between the two.
But Chelsea should be worried, OB knows. I mean, look at the stats alone. I mean, so far, Zinedine Zidane has 3 of these Champions League titles under his name that he got in 3 years in a row. And not only that, he has a 67% success rate in the knockout phase of the Champions League. 67% success rate. I mean, Pep Guardiola is sitting there with a measly 50-something, OB knows, and he's sitting there under 5 coaches away. 5 coaches away from where Zinedine Zidane is sitting. So you're looking at a coach that every time he's been in this position, OB knows, every time he's been in this position, he's gone on to lift it. So it's one of those situations where I believe that Chelsea need to do the most cowardly thing in football, and that's to go to Stamford Bridge, park that bus, park another bus in front of that bus, wait on the away goal, and just relax and just, you know, play everybody. Play Rudiger, a back 3 with Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Zuma at the back, and then you play in the midfield, you play Kante, you play Kovacic, you play everyone who's going to kick someone. Jorginho must go sit down, you'll be trying to pass people. We don't need that right now. So I think that OB knows, out of all times when Chelsea has ever been in a position, I mean, if they're going to the final, they're going to face either one of those teams. Those are teams that don't have the Champions League history. They don't have the pedigree. I mean, they might have Champions League winners in their ranks, but all those players won it at different eras with different teams at different times. You're looking at a Neymar who won it with Messi with Barcelona. You're looking at a Di Maria who won it with Ronaldo and Xabi Alonso. There's a whole different team. And then you look at a Kylian Mbappe who's young, who's won the World Cup but has not been able to win the Champions League. They might have been in the final last season, but you're dealing with a Chelsea that won it on penalties a decade ago. And funny enough, here's a stat. Every time Chelsea has won the Champions League, a decade later, Bayern Munich has gone on to win it. So if you think about something like that, you think to yourself that, okay, maybe this is the time. Chelsea should see the opportunity to say, look, this is time for us to actually leapfrog Nottingham Forest and go just a little bit further in terms of Champions League titles.
Look, Chelsea for me, they can't afford to sit back, firstly. I do think that if they do sit back, they're going to be inviting a Real Madrid side to come at them. And once they do, you know, it's going to be a complete different story. I mean, they don't want to fall behind. That's the first thing. So I do think that if they want to make it work, if they do want to sit back, rather, they should then at least try in the first half to get the first goal in the game. Because if they're going to sit back on that 0-0, then Real Madrid might just pull it at the end, and we don't really want to see that.
All right, let's move on to talk about Pep, his Man City, PSG, and Mauricio Pochettino's PSG. Now it's gonna be a very interesting fixture. I mean, when you look at both these teams, none of them actually have a title to their name. I mean, a final appearance for PSG, and this is gonna be, if Man City go through, they'll be their first appearance in that final. I mean, you look at Man City's history. I mean, I dare you to go look at their history. You'll find a lot of first division. Most points, first division points, and then there's the Premier League points. They have a long history of having to be in one of those teams that actually have played in the second divisions of English football. You know, this is all new to them. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but you know what I love most about it? It shows that it's never too late as a club, a football club, to actually get into the game and start making history. I mean, we look at tradition, we look at history, we look at your Liverpools, your Manchester Uniteds, your Chelseas. You know, those teams have a long history, but teams like Man City also have a long history, just not of dominance dominance, and this is their era to dominate. I mean, think about a whole century from now. We'll talk about a Man City of this age as one of the most legendary sides to have ever played football. But the one thing they're lacking, the same thing that PSG is lacking, is a Champions League title. They both need it.
Yeah, they both need it. And looking at the two teams right now, I mean, one was in the final last season, and I think for the fact that they have that experience of getting into a final, they'll really want to be in that final once again. I mean, they know the disappointment of losing in a final as well. So once they get there, that's why they are my favorites to win this trophy, because of the history that they have with this cup competition, and it's very recent as well. So as you can see there, Pep saying, I sleep better when I don't think of them, and he's referring to Neymar and Kylian Mbappe. I mean, it just shows that the quality that this team has in terms of PSG. Whether you're not even looking at these two players, you can look at the overall squad. I mean, they're going to be a big challenge for Manchester City and vice versa. So I do think that's going to be a very entertaining clash. I do hope that Manchester City don't prevail. I want to see PSG in the final and winning it as well.
All right, so we'll allow OB.KNOWS to prepare the website for us. OB.KNOWS, please prepare the homepage, because there's something I want to show the people at home and show you as well. In my opinion, I think either way, whether PSG or Man City make it through to the final, I think my winner comes from that Real Madrid-Chelsea game. I think Thomas Tuchel, with what he's been able to prove this season, I mean, he's not only been able to score the goals, but he's always been able to keep the goals out. OB.KNOWS has been singing the gospel of Mendy, and we've seen it more than once. So I'm thinking to myself, Keylor Navas versus Mendy, that's the kind of final I'd love to see. But let me show you something real quick. Let's go to the website. Don't forget to SMS for TV to 30978. Now, OB.KNOWS, it's already open, but I want to show you a little trick. So scroll down. Let's go to price boost. And then you see we already clicked on Man City versus PSG. So you go to the far left, you say price boost, you say soccer. These are all the games where you can get a price boost. Now let's go to the top of because this is already open here on the main window. So as you can see, this is all the markets that are available to you. These are single markets, by the way. You bet on one of them, and that's about that. Let me show you something at the bottom of Scroll all the way to the bottom of this window. So there we are. We're at the bottom of the window. PSG to win 2-0 against Manchester City. Now it's 18.00. OB.KNOWS, click on that as winner. Don't forget, this is in the first 90 minutes. That means the first leg. Now, OB.KNOWS, let me show you something very interesting. Put a clipper on it. Just a clip of it. Look at how much you get in return if you dare have the guts. Dare I say it, if you do have the courage, the cowardly dog, to put $100 on PSG to win 2-0 against Manchester City, there is 1,900 Rand for you. But if you don't have the courage, maybe you're like me. Let's go down, let's remove that one. Remove it. Let's go for a Man City 2-0, right? A Man City 2-0 is sitting at 12 Rand, right? Let's go put it at a clipper as well. We're sitting at a whole 1.3 for it. So the whole F4 is going on right there. But let's say you don't have the courage. Let's try it one more time, OB.KNOWS. Let's say you are that guy who's like, no, it's going to be a draw. Let's scroll down, OB.KNOWS. And you're saying PSG, Man City is going to be a draw. A 0-0 draw to be exact. Let's select that on OB.KNOWS. And let's go put a clipper on it. And then put a clip on it. And then we say, ta. And then 1.4 is what you can be going home with. Now, if you have the guts, you can definitely go and do that. OB.KNOWS, do you have the guts?
I have. I think I'm just about to do it with my phone, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that price boost looks delicious. Who wouldn't want a young Air Force there in the bank account? So, hey, why not?
All right, let's move on to the Europa League. I mean, you need to talk about Arsenal and Man United. The prodigal son shall return. That's what Man United should have said to Mkhitaryan when they let him go. Because now, Roma is going to be facing Man United. And not only that, is it Valencia or Villarreal? It's Villarreal. It's going to be making it real against Arsenal. Now, it's a very interesting one because I was before the show, I was trying to make a bet between these two teams, but I couldn't quite make up my mind. So let's start off with the conversation. OB.KNOWS, Mkhitaryan at Roma. I mean, he's not the only man to worry about. There's Mkhitaryan. Who else? Pedro's also there. No, who's the striker? Is it Dzeko? I thought of Mandzukic for some reason, but OB.KNOWS, those are the men that have been devastating for Roma. I mean, going through this Europa League build-up, they've been combining on multiple occasions to get goals. I mean, it's funny when you see Pedro playing a lot deeper than Mkhitaryan with a whole Dzeko in front of him, and they're getting the goals from that system. So, do you think that in this game, United should be worried?
I think United should be worried. Yes, definitely they should be worried. But if anything, I think United are the team that have this to lose because of the quality, of course, they possess. Not only the starting 11, but they've got the depth as well in that team to be able to do something should they need to. So I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be lining out his team in a way that they can actually attack Roma and put them on the back foot in the first leg, and hopefully for Man United they'll be able to get the win over Roma today.
Okay, let's go back to that price boost. Let's go put our money where our mouth is. I wonder if we have the guts though, because I tried earlier on. I did try. I gave it a big try, but I was scared that, what if I get it wrong? Because I wanted to go for that 2-0. Because 1.9 perfect. Let's go see what's going on. Maybe there's a price boost for it. So let's go to price boost. Nobody knows. Price boost. Aston Villa, Everton, no. Newcastle, Arsenal, no. Villarreal, Arsenal, there it is, 19 minutes. Let's go put our money where our mouth is. So we know this is the situation right now. We can't do it on Man United and Roma. Clearly their website's like, we don't trust that game. Here's a game where we think you might be able to make some money from. So you can bet on the last team to score, the first team to score, second half results, match flow, basically saying that in the first half Villarreal will score and Villarreal will then go on to win the match. So let's go down to the more interesting markets. I mean, 1-0 to Villarreal is on 8 Rand, and then as you can see there is Villarreal Arsenal to 8.50. Let's go down, let's go see what's available at the bottom. And then at 14 is Arsenal win 2-0 against Villarreal. So there needs to be a clean sheet involved. And that clean sheet, either way, I see Saka, I see Smith Rowe, I see your boys, but Villarreal, what do you think?
I think Villarreal are going to be a tough team to play, and I don't see a clean sheet from either side, honestly. Arsenal not so good in defense. Villarreal also very inconsistent this season, so I don't see two teams that are going to have either of these teams are going to have a clean sheet. So it's definitely going to be a scoring game. So I wouldn't bet on clean sheets.
All right, let's take a break, Buffett. You see, when you start seeing the 1.9s, you can't even make your bet. You are sad, Buffett, because the idea of it is just too much. We'll be right back after this.
You are watching Super TV, Open View, channel 150.
How to register a new SuperBets account. SMS Super TV to 30978 and you will receive an SMS with a sign-up link. Click the link you receive, which will direct you to the SuperBets mobile site. Click login. On the pop-up, click register now. Fill in the required details on the form, from your ID number all the way to your contact details. Be sure to choose a strong password that you will remember. After filling in your details, click submit. In a few minutes, you should receive an OTP if your details were entered correctly. Back onto the SuperBets mobile site, type in your OTP. In a few seconds, you will receive a welcome SMS confirming your new account. A 50 Rand sign-up bonus will reflect in your account within 24 hours of your sign-up. Welcome to our family. SuperBets, bet with the biggest.
You're locked into Super TV, only on OpenView, channel 150.
I mean, it's not easy being Orlando Pirates at the moment, but they're making it look good because they're still in Africa and they might be going all the way. Welcome back to Mo Sports. My name is Mo. This is OB.KNOWS. And if you're just joining us, well, you've missed out on a whole lot, including the Mo Riddle, which I will give to you right now. So don't forget, with the Mo Riddle, all you need to do is save the following number. It's 071 621 4746. It's up to you if you say 4746. It's your phone. But don't forget to SMS Super TV to 30978 while your phone is in your hand. Once you've done so, you get an opportunity to register. Once you're done registering, you can join the family. And like I just showed you, this prize boost is available where you can make yourself Air Force money. Not Air Force One, but Air Force One Batu money. if you're smart enough and you know how to call your football games. But now, let's talk about Orlando Pirates. They stand a chance to qualify for the knockout phases of the CAF Confederations Cup. Now, if you know, they're going to face on Nyemba, and then from there, they'll then basically know if their fate is in their hands or if their fate will have to be in another team's hands if they don't get the win. OB.KNOWS is still navigating to get us there, but there's a couple of things that we're interested in. I mean, especially with African football at the moment, all three of our teams that South Africa has entered into competitions, if Pirates go through the knockout phase, we can then beat ourselves on the chest and say all three our entrants have gone on to the knockout phases this season. And if they go on, imagine now we have that ideal situation where two South African teams go on to play in the finals. It'll be very interesting.
It's great to see. I mean, I was looking at the teams that are actually in the CAF Champions League, and two of the South African teams are in there, and there's only one other nation that has two teams in there, and that's Africa's number one, which is Algeria. So it's good to see South African football standing out a little bit more, in terms of the African continent. We're just waiting for that Bafana, defund Bafana, then we'll see where it starts. I mean, we must do what they did to the cricket essay, then maybe, it will shake out.
The wounds are still open, those ones. They're still open. I mean, even in the IPL, there's some wounds that are still open after, imagine winning in a cricket game with one run. That's just real. That's like that is the most painful loss ever. You're just like, we need one more ball, but with just one more ball, and they're like, no more, it's over, it's chai. Let's go see what's happening on the website so we can make sense of what me and OB are saying right now. Let's go see. As you can see, Pirates in their group sitting top of the table, 9 points, no losses yet, 3 draws, 2 wins. I mean, starting off in the start of the season when they started playing African football, it was quite tricky for them because their first game was a draw, and then we thought the inconsistency in their form would be dire, but they went on to get 3 draws and 2 wins. And look at how they got them. Not even 2 wins in a row. It's been draw, win, draw, win, draw, win. They've created a theme. Now, if they win the next game, they're definitely through. They can't be argued with. But don't forget, it's still open for the 2 teams below them, including Nyemba, who have a goal difference of -3. If they just have a freak day where they pull up power lines and then they get all 3 points, they can still, get themselves into a place where they might trouble Orlando Pirates, because the team below Orlando Pirates might also get a win and then be on 10 points. That will drive Orlando Pirates into second, which makes them vulnerable to Nyemba. Let's scroll down, OB.KNOWS. As you can see, there's no other South African teams, OB.KNOWS.
No, there's no other South African teams, but
yeah,
there are a couple of teams that have qualified already.
As you can see with Cotton Sports.
Yeah, Cotton Sports.
Let's go down. We can see Giraffe and Spixen. They've also qualified. But you see, with other groups, the weight is on one side. I like the Orlando Pirates group is still a little bit open, but look at Raja Casablanca. They've won in 15 points. That's a clean record. They've not even lost. They've not drawn. They've not conceded any goals. They've scored 11 goals and not conceded a single goal. They terrorized this group. Pyramids, Sheb, look at them. Just 9 points there behind. They have 9 points that's behind Raja Casablanca. Let's put the website away, OB.KNOWS. It's time for us to do what real men do. It's time for us to make a best slip. Are you guys ready? Let's go. You ready? You're not ready. Let's just chill a little second. Let me talk to you about world football. OB.KNOWS, I'm very worried about this year's Champions League, eh?
Why?
But let's move on. Let's go to the website.
Why?
Let's go make our bets. You know why I'm worried about this season's Champions League? Let's scroll down.
Are you talking Africa or UEFA?
I'm talking about UEFA, but it's fine. Let's go make our bets. Starting off with what's happening in local football, the PSL. Let's check on South Africa. Let's say Premier Soccer League. Let's start off now. This is why I'm worried, guys. You see, Kaizer Chiefs just beat Mamelodi Sundowns, but that doesn't mean they're in the right form to go beat Chippa United. We're also a tricky customer because out of nowhere, Chippa United might score a goal and then Chiefs might pull one of those goalkeeping mistakes or own goal, and then there I am losing my multi-best slip because of a goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? TTM is a team that we all wrote out. They changed owners multiple times. Players were suing them at some point, but look at them right now. They're sitting in the finals of a cup competition and they got themselves out of the relegation chat. They're in it, but they can still make it out. So that's why I'm saying I'm worried about my best slip. I mean, Baroka themselves, TS Galaxy was looking good under Owen Dekama in his early days. Then out of nowhere, OB.KNOWS, they're sitting there out of the top 8, still just trying to survive and still be in the league. Amazulu, a team that no one saw sitting top of the table. They were sitting languishing mid-table. A coach came in, now they're sitting second, third. OB.KNOWS, Cape Town City, recently, they've been the team to beat recently, winning games 3-0, 3-1s. Right now, the PSL is a very tricky place for us to put our money where our mouth is, but Ganjani Bafetu, we have to do it. So OB.KNOWS, Mamelodi versus Golden Arrows, biggest elephant in the room, because don't forget that Mamelodi Sundowns' unbeaten record was then put to a stop by Kaizer Chiefs. Out of all the teams, even the coach was like, this is the most unlikely people to put us off, but they did. So OB.KNOWS, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let OB.KNOWS silently make his multi-best slip And then once he's done, we only have a minute, Obino, so you have to do this quickly. Make your multi-best slip and then don't say a word. Just ta, so we can go and give the people the answer for the Mo riddle. Let's see what he's going to say. He's going to go for Mamelodi Sundowns here. Very brave man, very brave man. Let's see, Cape Town City, Amazulu. Wow, a draw. Wow, that's a very, very brave man. Let's see.
Team's been very good this season.
Baroka, TS Galaxy. Let's see where he's going to go with that one. He's going to go for another draw. Let's go up one more. Let's see. TTM, Bloom Celtic. He's going to go for Bloom Celtic.
No.
You can't ask a Bloom Celtic fan to go for the Limpopo equivalent. He's going to go for another draw. Wow, he's playing it safe. Let's go. Last game, Chippa United versus Kaizer Chiefs. Obinos. Do you think Kaizer Chiefs build on Mamelodi's, the Mamelodi win, the Mamelodi Sundowns win, or they lose it all together? Let's see what Obinos then does from here. He's paused. It's a very hard decision.
Chiefs, my guy.
You're not betting on Chiefs. Bet on your TTM, because now you forgot that one. Let's see how much of a best slip he's got so far. Obinos, we could make 4K if you just put the quickly go up. He doesn't.
And I'm watching my bet slip.
All right, thank you for joining us on today's episode of Mo Sports. Now, I owe you one more thing, which is the answer to the Mo riddle. So let me give it to you. I'm really sorry you had to wait this long. Here it is. Here it is. All right, we're going to make you, because you didn't SMS Super TV to 30978. You did it. Please pull out your phone and do it real quick so we can get you the answer to the Mo riddle. Okay, you've done it. Let's see what the answer to the Mo riddle is. So this is the answer, Alexandra Kolarov. You're right. Wow. Yeah. This man has been looking this age since he was playing at Man City. But you know what? He's a very great fullback. But thank you for joining us today on today's episode of Mo Sports. From myself, OB.KNOWS, the Super Best Team, Super TV team, I want to thank you for taking out the time. Join us again on Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. as we take you through the weekend's fixtures, the results, and we'll also be having some fun with football. Thank you for your time.